Boy, by the end of the 2020 season, Orioles left-hander John Means had recaptured his all-star form of 2019, and he is good enough to take some time with us on the Thursday program. John, good morning to you.
Good morning. Thanks for having me on.
Hey, we should also say congratulations. You and your wife, Caroline, welcoming in a new baby boy. Congrats on that. How is fatherhood treating you in its initial stages?
It's a crazy experience. It's something you can't really plan for. The little guy's awesome, though. He's a little ball of energy already, and I'm already trying to loosen up his left arm.
That's good. That's good. Got the lefty working. That's pretty cool. You know, John, I got a chance to meet you at the All-Star game. And the one thing that stood out to me, you are enormous, man. Big, tall, big guy. Is your little guy going to be big your size, you think? Or what do you project he'll be out to? How big was he when he was born?
Yeah, I hope he gets big, but I hope he does it before I did. I was a pretty late bloomer. I was like 5'4" coming into high school. So hopefully he grows a little bit faster than I do. But my wife and I are both pretty tall. She played professional soccer. I played professional baseball. So hopefully he's an athlete, but you know, whatever.
He's got some good genes, no doubt about that. Hey, so let's talk a little bit about 2020. That your phone or Matt's? One of you guys are ringing, but I'm gonna ask my question right through the phone call. Let's talk about 2020. We always talk to starting pitchers about the difficulties of being ready and trying to pitch through a pandemic, not knowing when they might start or throw a ball. What about a reliever like yourself? Clearly you got into a groove down the stretch, but how difficult was it to stop and start again for you?
It is difficult for sure, but it's something that you kind of have to always plan for. You always have to be ready, especially kind of coming into this next season. At least we all have a little bit, to expect with spring training. You never know if it's going to get pushed back. But a lot of guys, I think the last time this probably happened was the last strike, where they had to shut off the season. And that's kind of what our pitching coaches were telling us. And so they were kind of giving us an idea of what they did and just trying to stay loose as much as possible. And yeah, getting ramped up and then ramp back down and then ramp back up. It's a little dangerous, and you kind of saw some injuries this year, but you try to stay as healthy as possible. You just never know.
Yeah, and speaking of pitching coaches and I guess coaching changes, Chris Holt taking over. Give me your thoughts on having worked with Chris previously in his earlier capacity with the Orioles and what you expect as a working relationship with Chris moving forward.
Yeah, he's great. I've been working with him the last couple of years. He's actually the one that taught me my changeup. So I owe a lot to him for my career. We can talk baseball for hours. He's obsessed with it. He loves it, and so am I. Our phone calls don't really last less than an hour usually. We're always trying to figure out the next best thing, and we can go back and forth for days. And it's a cool experience. It's nice having someone that loves baseball as much as I do, and someone that's so approachable, and I think he's going to be really good for this organization. He's already done a great job with the minor leagues and just completely turned around the minor leagues in a matter of 2 years. So he's going to be great for us.
Yeah, hey, next time you talk to Chris, ask him about the time he was like 6 2/3 into a no-hitter at home, and Drayton McLean decided that he wanted to show off the other owners his opening and closing of the roof at then Enron Field, and opened the roof mid no-hitter when Chris went back out to work and grabbed the rosin bag and looked up and was like, really? I'm working on a no. Ask him about that. I'm sure he'll have a couple of choice words.
I'll have to. That's insane. Wow.
Hey, so I want to ask you again. I talked to you about relievers, but you're more of a starter. Did the changeup really add to your ability to start? And how did you change the grip? What do you exactly try to do with that?
I always was told to make it look like your fastball. So I was always really getting behind it, and it wasn't very slow. It was pretty firm. It was always around 85, 86, and I would only throw 90, 91. So to take off that speed of the changeup and add velocity to my fastball has been huge. And it's just really a matter of just trying to pronate a little bit more. I still had the deception from what I had before, but it just took 3 or 4 miles an hour off it. And now I have, a little bit more parachute effect to it.
So we kind of teased this earlier in the program, John, and AL East, small ballparks, summer humidity, big beefy lineups. Who's the one guy or guys? Yeah, okay, yeah, right. Who's the one guy or guys in the division that keeps you up at night?
Honestly, one that comes to mind early is LeMahieu. I mean, that guy doesn't have a hole. It's so hard to have him or just miss the barrel one time. I feel like every at bat we have is 6 or 7 pitches, and then all of a sudden he's the leadoff hitter. He took me deep on the first pitch of the game in 2019. So it's like you never know what he's going to do. He always gets to everything. That's one guy that he's worth every penny that he is paid. Let me tell you.
Hey, John, you guys are a couple years now into this new front office and new thinking. What is the difference between this and the other part of the organization before this group took over?
Just a lot more communication. I think we have more of a plan now. I think that I think the whole league knows our plan now, and I feel like there wasn't really too much guidance before. And I think everybody has an idea of what it takes to be a big leaguer. I think that the guys coming in are just it's crazy how much they've turned this around. I mean, coming up, I wasn't sure what would get me here, and I wasn't sure what I needed to do and what I need to improve on. I thought, you pitch your way to the big leagues. As long as I can locate and do everything right, I would make it. And I needed to get some better stuff, and that's what these guys are for. I mean, it's all about the repertoire. It's all about developing pitches. It's all about getting your spin higher or getting your spin lower on some pitches, and these guys have all the tricks in the world to do that, and it's completely changed my career to have a guy like Holt who is all about being able to spin a ball better. Is just complete, because I've always just been a pitcher. I've always just been a guy that locates well, but to get my spins up and get my pitches to move better is completely changed my career.
Hey, John, we really appreciate the visit, man.
Too?
What's that?
Well, I was going to say, working on all the different spin rates and everything else, trying to figure that out, that's hard to do in season. Does that change your off-season regimen?
Yeah, actually, I went to a facility. I'm actually here in St. Louis. It's called P3, Premier Pitching Performance, and they have all of the tools to know, what your spins are and all the, high-tech technology that you need. And honestly, so I did that in 2018. I went into spring training with the new staff, and it was a very seamless transition into what they were doing and what they were thinking. So I already knew all that technology because I had gone to this facility, and now they're bringing all that in and trying to teach guys. I felt like I had a leg up, and probably was part of the reason I made the team in 2019.
Once again, John, we appreciate the visit, man. Thanks for taking some time with us. Congratulations on fatherhood. Looking forward to watching you get going here in spring training, hopefully on time. We're all keeping our fingers crossed. And again, thanks for the time.